I think that Memphis, in a lot of ways, is poised for a beautiful renewal. You know, I think there's a lot of work out of the legacy of, I was at the museum today with Dr. King's, history and legacy there, and I think a lot of those ripples of race and class are still around, and Dr. Martin Luther King said the giant triplets of our day are racism, materialism, and militarism. And I think those are still some of the demons, even in the church and in our culture. So I am so encouraged, though, from being at the Fellowship Church this morning in Caritas and hearing about the Rose Creek Village and the communities here and like stuff happening everywhere now, Germantown Methodist here. So there's so much already happening, and a lot of times I think I'm just the kind of excuse, that we pack out a room like this and then stuff sparks and we'll see where it goes. The greatest obstacle is ourselves. I got a thing on the wall that says, protect me from myself. God's big enough to do that. I think that's where community really is important too, because we surround ourselves with people who look like the person we want to become, and they keep moving us a little closer to that and ultimately to Jesus. God is offering us something more and something even more exciting, not just for other people, but for ourselves, And it's nothing new, the prophet Amos cried out, like, what good is your worship if justice doesn't roll out for the poor, And James says true religion is to care for the widow and the orphan and to keep ourselves from being, infected by the world around us. So I think that the exciting thing is, as the prophet Isaiah knew in Isaiah 58, it says, as we spend ourselves on behalf of others, our healing comes too. And I think that's the great invitation that we have. It works for everybody.
Mary Ann and Maddie Gibson, who spent this morning not sitting in church but being the church to the homeless of Memphis, down in the tent that the city has set up to help folks warm up.
Well, first it was kind of slow, and then we were told to serve coffee and hot chocolate to the homeless, and then I got to talk with some of my homeless buddies for a little while, so it was pretty cool.
I think for me, the call was the 14-degree weather, and that I was awfully warm in what I felt like was a really cold house, and knew that wasn't true. And one of the sweetest things that I saw was a man's face light up when he saw Maddie, because he recognized her, and that was a great feeling. On a very, very cold morning, there was a friendly face, someone that knew his name, that called him by name, and he was able to call her by name. And one of the things that Shane said tonight, that we need to love one person at a time, but love them well.
I hope for all kinds of fruit and to hear the stories. Sometimes when I go home to Philly, people ask me, so how was Memphis? And now I have a real smart aleck answer. I say, I don't know, ask me in a year or two, but I'm excited by the things already happening and all the things that are going to happen. So.